Good morning, students. My name is Lieutenant Colonel Pradeep Bhatia. In this very brief session, I'll talk about some major points pertaining to SSB about which a lot of candidates and their parents have doubts. And the questions that I would cover is, what is SSB? And connected with that, what is the meaning of the word services? Why do we call it services? Number one. Number two, why does it take 5 days for the screening process to get completed? Third point, how is the screening done? Who are the assessors and what do they check in a candidate? And number four, what are the major reasons for rejection of candidates? After this, I'll speak very briefly about the policy on tattoos, and lastly, I'll talk about the preparatory actions which a candidate must begin to take immediately in order to ensure his selection in the very first attempt in SSB. So let's get started. What is SSB? SSB is a screening process to check the suitability of a candidate to become an officer in the armed forces, whether it is Army, Air Force or Navy, it is all the same. Okay, now connected with this, what is services? Why do we call it services? And a lot of people mistake this word to be seva. It is not seva. The word services in the English language, if you refer to a dictionary, you will find that the word services means it is a word which is jointly used for the three wings, the three fighting wings, Army, Air Force and Navy. Collectively, they are called services. Now, since through this screening process, candidates, boys and girls, are checked for their suitability to become officers in the three wings, Army, Air Force and Navy. Therefore, it is called services, Services Selection Board. Now, why does it take 5 days? Unlike other government jobs where after the written exam, when you are called for the second stage, it has only an interview lasting 10, 15, 20 or maybe 30 minutes. But in the armed forces, the screening process lasts for 5 days. So the question that is often asked is, why does it take 5 days? So the answer to that is that through an interview, a brief interview of 15 or 20 minutes or even 30 minutes, it is not possible to gauge all the leadership qualities, the military leadership qualities which a candidate has or does not have. Now, this part can only be done through a prolonged process wherein you are put through various different type of tests to ascertain your suitability. All this takes a lot of time and therefore, this SSB lasts for a period of 5 days. Now, the next question is, how is the screening done? Who are the assessors and what do they check in a candidate? Through the screening, you will be put through various psychological tests, group tests, physical fitness tests, and of course, a face-to-face interview by the president. Now, there are 3 assessors that you will have to face when you go for your SSB. Number 1, the psychologist. Number 2, the GTO. The full form of GTO is Group Testing Officer. And the third is the president of the board. President is the head of the board and the GTO and psychologist work under him. They are subordinate to the president. Now, what do these assessors check you for? The psychologist checks for 2 things in a candidate. Number 1, his IQ level. And number 2, his bent of mind. Now, what is bent of mind? Bent of mind is how would this candidate react when he comes across a new and unfavorable situation. This has direct relevance to combat, to a warlike situation. In combat, the enemy will not give you time to respond. As soon as you face an unusual situation, you will have to react. So, through your answers, through your responses, the psychologist is able to gauge whether you can think clearly and in the right, effective way or not. Now, the GTO also checks you for 2 things. Number 1, the physical fitness of the candidate, and number 2, his ability to fit in a team and to be able to perform in cohesion with other members of the team. Now, why physical fitness? Because you are joining a field service. This job is not an office-based job. You would be posted in different types of terrains, like in deserts, in mountains, in snowbound areas, in jungles, and you will have to deal with the enemy. So if you are not physically fit, you will not be able to perform efficiently. Therefore, the GTO, through his test, checks for the physical fitness. But much more important than that is the second part. Does this candidate fit in a team, and can he perform in cohesion with other members of the team? This also has a direct relevance with combat, with military operations. Any military operation is always carried out by a team. However small or big that operation may be, it is never carried out solo. There will always be a team. And if any one member in that team, if he does not fit, if he is not professional, if he cannot perform, his presence in the team can jeopardize that entire military operation. And therefore, this is what the GTO checks. Does he fit in a team or not? Can he respond in cohesion with the group or not? Now, the third person, the president, who is the head of the board, he, through his interview, brief interview of 10, 15 or 20 minutes, he is able to assess the overall personality of the candidate and his suitability to become an officer in the armed forces. Now, through that interview, he is able to gauge your communication skills, your knowledge, what kind of knowledge you have, knowledge pertaining to major events happening in the country, and those events worldwide which have a direct bearing on our country. Then he checks your manners, your presence of mind. This he checks by asking tricky questions. And basically what he checks is the presence of OLQs, officer-like qualities. Okay, now the next part, reasons for rejection. Why do so many candidates get rejected in SSB? And before I answer this question, the SSB selection rate is about 2 to 3%, which means of every 100 candidates, whether boys or girls, out of every 100 candidates who go for SSB, only just about 2 to 3 candidates get selected, and about 97 or 98 people get rejected, either in the first stage or on the final stage, the second stage. Now, what are the reasons for this rejection? One major reason, the biggest reason, because of which more than 90% candidates get rejected is lack of communication skills. Now, what does this mean? This means inability to express your thoughts in spoken English effectively. This is the major reason for rejection of candidates. Now, how does it come about? Because out of the total tests, there are 17 tests that you will have to go through in that SSB. Out of those 17, in as many as 9 tests, you would be required to speak. For example, in your interview, group discussion, your PPDT, in all outdoor tests also, the candidate is required to speak, because you first have to discuss your plan with other members of the group and then begin to implement that plan. So all that discussion you will only be able to do if you are good in your communication skills. And because of this reason, a lot of very good candidates who are very intelligent, very studious, physically very fit, they are unable to clear the SSB. So this is the major reason for rejection. But there are other reasons also, like if you are physically unfit, very slow in your uptake, or if you are ill-disciplined. So because of these reasons, just about 10% rejection takes place, but 90% rejection takes place because of poor communication skills. Okay, now one point about tattoo. A lot of people often ask me, what is the policy on tattoos? I have tattoos on my body. Will I get rejected in SSB? So it's a very simple cross-check which you can do. Any tattoo on any part of your body which is visible when you are wearing the military uniform, whether the army uniform, air force or navy uniform, any tattoo which is visible outside of the uniform will render you ineligible to appear for SSB. For example, if you have a tattoo on your cheek, on your forehead, or your forearm, which is protruding outside of the periphery of the uniform, it will get you rejected. You will not be eligible. They will not allow you to appear for SSB. So anybody planning to get tattoos made, please bear that in mind. Okay, now coming to the last part. And this is a question which a lot of boys and girls have asked me a number of times. And the question is, sir, I am very keen to get into NDA or crack the CDS or AFCAT exam. What preparatory actions should I begin to do in order to ensure my selection? So my recommendation to all those candidates, boys and girls alike, would be, number one, the first thing you need to do, there are hundreds of things that you have to do, but the one thing right on top at serial number one is you must begin to improve your communication skills. Unless you have very strong communication skills, you will find it very, very difficult to clear the SSB. So, the first thing you need to do is to improve your communication skills. You should be able to speak English very fluently, express yourself very strongly in a very, very adequate way. That is the first thing you need to do. Number two, you must form the habit of reading the newspaper, not the Hindi, the English newspaper. When you read the newspaper, two very good things will happen. Number one, you will be able to clear the written exam because there are a lot of questions that are asked on current events, current happenings. But equally important is, when you read the newspaper, you will automatically improve your communication skills, you hold over the English language, because when you come across a new word, when you refer that word to the dictionary, it will enhance your vocabulary. Also, when you are reading a text, you will get to see how words are joined to make sentences. So all this will help you in improving your hold over the English language. And also, reading the newspaper will also help you when you go for that SSB interview. During that interview by the president, he will always, no exceptions, he always asks a few questions on current events, current happenings in the country and major events in the world which have a bearing on our nation. So, any candidate who has the habit of reading newspapers on a daily basis, he is able to answer those questions very, very effectively. And the third thing which I would recommend for the time being is that you must begin to improve your physical fitness. Life in the armed forces is all about being physically fit. So if you're physically weak, you will not be able to perform very well in the GTO's outdoor tests. So improve your physical fitness and you will be well on your way to get into whichever academy you wish to join, whether it is NDA or CDS, AFCAT, whatever, you will find that your selection has become very, very easy. So begin to do that. So thank you very much. This was all for today. Thank you.